You spent hours picking the perfect website colors, tweaking your headshots, and writing that heartfelt About Me section. But here's the question no one's asking you. Is your website actually working for you? Like, is it helping you book clients, sell your offers, or grow an email list? In today's episode, I'm breaking down 5 things your site needs if you want to build trust, boost conversions, and show people that you're not just professional, you're legit. These aren't techie upgrades or design fads. These are non negotiables that most SLPs and business owners miss. So, whether you're running a private practice, launching your first digital product, or just want to stop hearing crickets after someone lands on your homepage, let's get your site working smarter, not harder. Are you ready? Let's dive in. All right, so let's start with the easiest fix and honestly, one of the most impactful, your calls to action. Now, here's a little website truth bomb for you. It takes someone just 0.05 seconds to form an opinion about your site. That's 50 milliseconds. That means before they've even read a sentence, looked at your bio, saw your face, saw your brand, they're already deciding if they trust you, if they like you, and if they're going to stay on your page or bounce. And once they're on the page, they're not reading every word, they're skimming. That's just how people navigate websites now. So if you're not giving them super clear directions like book now, join the wait list, or download the freebie, you're basically whispering in a crowded room. Think of CTAs like holding someone's hand and saying, hey, here's your next step. Let me make it easy for you. So, what is too many CTAs, not enough CTAs? A good rule of thumb is place a button or a link every scroll or two. So that's one in your header, one in your footer, and one within every 1 to 2 sections of your site. Because when someone lands on your page and thinks, what now? You want your CTA to be right there, raising its hand, like, pick me, this is your next step. So if your homepage just ends with, thanks for stopping by, we've got some work to do. People want direction, not a dead end. So help guide them to whatever result will push your business forward. Let's move on to number 2. So the next one is not as flashy, but it is so important, especially if you're in healthcare, if you're working with families, or taking anyone's information on your site. And I'm talking about your privacy policy and the little consent line on your contact forms. I know it doesn't sound as fun or looks as aesthetically pleasing, but hear me out. If someone's filling out your form on your site, they're trusting you with their info. That might be their name, their email, their phone number, maybe something personal about themselves or their child. And if your form doesn't tell them what happens to that info or isn't encrypted, you might be unknowingly breaking laws and losing trust. So if you're an SLP, an OT, or a healthcare provider, we know that HIPAA compliance is not optional. So even if you're just running a coaching business, you're selling a course, things like the GDPR, which means the General Data Protection Regulation, and the CCPA, which is the California Consumer Privacy Act, still apply if your audience is in certain states or countries. And even beyond legal compliance, having a privacy policy and consent language is just smart business. You're protecting your clients, and most importantly, you're also protecting yourself, because if someone ever questions you on how you handle their data, you don't want to be scrambling and trying to figure out what to say to them. You want to point to a clear professional policy and say, it's all right here. And in the long run, it's going to be peace of mind for them and peace of mind for you. So here's what you need. A clearly written privacy policy can be linked in your footer, and on any form, you can put a line that says something like, by submitting this form, you agree to our privacy policies. Bonus points if your form platform is SSL secured, and you'll notice if your site starts with HTTPS instead of HTTP. So that little S, it stands for secure, and it means any info someone types on your site, the names, emails, personal details, is encrypted and protected from hackers. It's also a must-have if you're collecting any sensitive info, and it also helps build trust and gives you a little SEO boost. Plus, more browsers flag sites without it. So it's all in those details. That tiny detail can go a long way in making your site look safe and legit. So this might feel like a small checkbox moment, but it really does send a big message. You take their privacy seriously. In a world full of scammy online stuff, this kind of trust is priceless. All right, let's move on to number 3. Let's talk about money, specifically refunds. So, whether you're selling digital downloads, therapy services, an online course, you need a clear and visible refund policy. And no, email me if you're not happy doesn't cut it, but here's why it matters. It sets those expectations up front. It protects you from chargebacks and messy disputes. And I will tell you from firsthand experience that people will dispute anything on their cards, even if they've been notified about charges or a membership 100 times. And you need the paperwork to prove your case. Also, it actually makes people more likely to buy because they feel secure. In fact, Shopify found that having a clear refund policy can increase conversion rates because it takes the fear out of buying. So, whether your policy is no refunds after 7 days, or all sales are final, or 100% money back within 30 days, just make sure it's there. Link it in the footer, repeat it during checkout, and don't make people dig through the fine print to find it. Because let's be honest, we all want to know what happens if we change our minds, right? Even if you never give a refund, it's better to be upfront than to be vague. Transparency builds trust, and trust leads to sales. All right, let's move on to point number 4. So, number 4 is a total gold mine that not a lot of people talk about. But if you're in private practice, run caregiver classes, or offer local services, this one's for you. Location specific SEO. Translation, making sure your website tells Google loud and clear where you are and who you help. Because when someone types in speech therapist near me, pediatric SLP in Chicago, Google needs those little cues on your site to say, oh, yeah, Nicole's your girl. Look at this site. So what does that look like? So you want to add your city and your state into your homepage headline or H1. If you're working with a web designer, they will know what any of this means if you want to tell them that you need to add your city and state to H1. Or if you're doing the website yourself, you'll be able to see those H1, H2, H3 behind while you're editing. So an example of this would be speech therapy services in Austin, Texas, pediatric speech services in Boston, Mass. And sprinkle local terms throughout your copy. So add neighborhood names, schools you partner with, local landmarks, anything that'll help Google see what area you serve to put you in those Google search results. Also, update your meta descriptions and your page titles to reflect your region. It is one of my biggest pet peeves when I see somebody's website and all of the website title pages are page 1, page 2, copy of page 3. Edit those page titles because it is going to help your SEO so much. And lastly, please claim your Google Business Profile if you haven't already. It's free and it gives you a major SEO boost. So optimizing for local search is one of the most effective ways for service-based businesses to show up in a search. It's like leaving breadcrumbs for Google so that your dream client can find you without having to post 18 times in Facebook groups asking, anyone knows a good SLP around here? Or for you to feel cringe when constantly posting to try to self-promote. Google will do the work for you. And the best part, these are small changes, so they don't require a full website overhaul. It's just about being intentional with your wording and giving search engines the info they need to send the right people your way. So whether you're in New York City, small town in Iowa, or anywhere in between, make it crystal clear on your site. Because if your website doesn't say where you are or who you help, you could be the perfect fit for someone who's Googling you right now, and they'll never be able to find you. All right, let's move on to number 5. Let's wrap this list up with something That also sounds super simple, but it is going to have a massive impact, and that is a follow-up or nurture system. So someone lands on your site, maybe they fill out your form, maybe they grab your freebie. What's next? If the answer is nothing, then you've missed an opportunity. Adding just one confirmation email, a welcome sequence, or even a simple thanks, I'll be in touch soon message builds trust instantly. You're showing up professionally, you're managing expectations, and most importantly, you're staying top of mind. And if you want to get fancy, you can create an email sequence that drips out helpful tips, answers FAQs, or introduces your services. HubSpot found that welcome emails generate 4 times the open rate and 5 times the click-through rates of regular marketing emails. Isn't that wild? So even if it's just one automated email that says, thanks for reaching out, we'll get back to you in 1 to 2 business days, you're already ahead of 90% of people out there. So we went through 5 different things that your website might be missing. Let's recap a little bit. So number 1, not enough CTAs. People need to be told what to do next. They're looking for that direction. Number 2, no privacy policy or consent line. Protect your business, protect yourself, and protect your clients. It's an easy thing to do. Number 3, no clear refund policy. Expectations equal fewer headaches. Number 4, missing local SEO. If you're a local biz, help people find you. And number 5, no follow-up system, because ghosting your leads is not the way to push the needle in your business. So I have a challenge for you this week. Do a quick 5-minute audit on your site. Grab a notebook or just open up your site on your phone and go through each of these. What's missing? What's working? And if you want to make this super easy, I've made a free checklist that offers all of these points, and you can grab it now in the show notes. If you want extra help, you can also reach out to me through info@tasseltogether.com or nicoleyumana.com. If this episode had you nodding along or taking mental notes, can I ask a quick favor? Share it with a fellow SLP or business bestie. Or even better, you can leave a review so we can reach more amazing people like you. You're doing big things, and I'm cheering you every step of the way. So keep hustling, speechies.